All right, so I'm doing this mainly for a friend of mine who is having kind of a difficult time. So she's having trouble dealing with idiots on the internet. So I'm trying to do something really, really nice for her and give her something to focus on other than the idiots. Making sure this is working. Oh no! My camera's gross. Fixed it. Alright, so I'm going to tilt it back toward the paper. Doing this in watercolor today, and it's on a 9x12, 140-pound paper. You can do or say what you wish about this, but I think now that I've taken some time to process what was requested of me, it's a great time to actually do a watercolor painting. So the funnest thing about watercolor is that you can find it in two different forms. So you can find it in a little puck, looks like a little tin full of little watercolor pucks that you wet, and then you can make them thinner or darker. That's the kind that you find in like grade school, right? Well, the ones that I'm using come in little tubes like this, and they come out wet. So this is Grumbacher, and it's a professional grade watercolor. You're gonna laugh at me because I do hood rat shit sometimes at the Hobby Lobby. But if you destroy a box, it ends up in the what you destroyed ends up in the clearance section. Well, I opened one of these boxes because it was crushed, and I was trying to see what was inside it and how many colors you got and what it came with. It apparently came with a brush, and I tried to put it all back, but I couldn't quite close the package, so I just set it on the shelf, not thinking. Well, somebody told me you should go back and see if it's in the clearance section. So I did, and lo and behold, I found this watercolor kit in the damn clearance section. I was fucking amazed. I was like, no way. No way. But apparently it's real. So, alright, so I'm going to use this little square brush at first, just to get something laid down on the paper. This part of the ribbon is all going to be rainbow, and then this is going to be a solid color in here. There's just so many different ways you can do a poly heart infinity. I might make the inner part rainbow. I don't know yet. I mean, it's kind of one of those paintings I can play with a little bit. See where it takes me. So, polyheart is basically, so it is a way of expressing one's love for somebody, and I think it's a beautiful way if you're able to actually make that happen. However, not everybody agrees with that. Not everybody is down with the poly love, so it's totally understandable if you're not. But I'm wetting my area, and I'm pulling a little bit of yellow out because I want to start with some yellow. I'm going to do my best here. I don't want to overdo it with my camera here, so I'm trying to measure just how long this is going for. Oh, we're going at 4 minutes. So I'm just going to start painting just a bit of light color in here. And what's good about starting light is that I can really just kind of gauge where the color is going to fall, and then go back and darken it in certain areas later, which is what I want to do. And I'm starting with yellow because it's a really nice color. It pops and it helps the piece kind of stand out. The background will be a focus. So yellow's a good one because it's light. It works with cool and warm colors. And it's one of the primary colors. So it's always going to be a good little addition. I'm going to pick 3 places to put that for the moment. Cool thing about watercolors, you don't have to smack the shit out of the brush. You can just go swoop and it's done. Nice and clean and simple. Simple's good. Oh my God, we complicate everything. Do we need to complicate watercolor? Probably. All right. I'm gonna go in with a warm color. Y'all ready? Let's see y'all. Just letting it sit on top of the paper for a moment. I'm going to bring in a bit of a darker red in here as well. Because I want it darker. I want it. Now, I tend to get flooded with commissions. And around Christmas time, particularly after October, I started getting flooded with tons and tons of commissions. And I was like, I don't know how the fuck I can mentally and emotionally keep up with this pace. As an artist, I mean, we can't just crank shit out sometimes. It doesn't always work like that. I'm not a robot, neither is anybody I know, honestly. And at the time, I was kind of dealing with a lot of emotional flack because my dad was living with us and I just felt like everything had to be focused on my dad. And I mean, you know, you want to focus on your parent if he's having a tough time. And he was having a pretty rough time, and just trying to be there for him and do my best as a daughter, and felt overwhelmed because I had a lot more going on than I previously did. Like a lot more. And been trying to give a relationship a lot of attention as well, and it's been very very peaceful. So Matthew is a wonderful person, and he helps me through, you know, the little things in life. He's one of the better things in life, I have found. I always feel very happy when I'm with him, very at peace. I think it's a good thing. Now, some of you guys might be thinking, man, this seems real boring. How can you sit there and work on this? Well, it's almost like when I'm working on something, I sometimes go into a little trance, and I just go into what I like to call creative mode. And it really, really helps me just let loose and get all of the things that are in here. Because this thing is always going. This little head of mine, it's like a goddamn motor in there. It doesn't stop. Even when I'm about to go to bed, I'm still going, I wonder what's going on across the other side of the world. And it's like, no, that's not what I need to be doing right now. I need to be sleeping. So it's always going. And doing artwork helps me relax and get my mind steady. So when I feel like my motor's running too much, I'm like, man, I gotta stop and work on something, because if I don't, I'm gonna start annoying everybody around me. Because they're gonna be like, your motor's running. Why is your motor running? You need to let your brain focus on something else for a while. Now, I've heard some things from people before, like, why don't you try doing art therapy as a career? I've heard like that like a million fucking times. Well, I'm here to let you know that that shit is not in high demand at all. It's not in high demand. Anyway, back to the painting. Making lots of pretty colors here. God, I wish art therapy was in high demand. Make my life so much better. I could tell people how art can help them heal and do it like a champ. Like my mama would be proud of me. She'd be like, "Oh girl, look at what you done." I'd be like, "Oh hey, I did that shit. Look at me." And this is the point in the video where I just start rambling. And you can ignore me. Alright, we're off to a good start. So watercolor actually takes a little while to settle into the paper. So when you work on it, it sits on top of the paper at first. I don't know if you can tell, but it's kind of shiny. And then it just starts settling into the paper. So the color, it gets embedded in between the paper fiber. So it really, really helps. All right. So I've got, you know, the first step done, which is really just working the color in a little and just finding spots and dark areas that I want to make really prominent. So that's step one. If you would like to tune in to step two, I'll have another video.